Greetings, warm greetings to you all. My name is David Wootton, and I'm honoured to be one of those asked to speak after the symposium dinner on Monday, the 7th of September 2020, and now rostered to, in the same company, address the dinner on Monday the 6th of September 2021. In the company on both occasions, virtual and real, of Dominic Grieve, one of the United Kingdom's best lawyers and public servants, and very distinguished other company from the United States and from Canada. I'm sorry that I don't have your company physically, and I'm sorry that I don't have the company, which is always excellent, of the organisers of the symposium and my fellow speakers, but I look forward very much to that next year. You will see that I am addressing you from my office at home. I make many calls on video conferencing networks, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, etc., as we all do from home, and I receive quite a number of inquiries from people as to what the books are that are behind me, some of which you can tell, or at least you could with a microscope, and some are cunningly concealed, and I jokingly say to people that actually it's a set hired from the local film studio to make me look more intellectual than I am. I have come to enjoy working from home. I'm privileged to have a house and a garden, and I live in a part of the United Kingdom in which there are many delivery services, so it all comes to us. We need not, we do, and we should go out and spend time in the rest of the community, but everything that we need can be brought to us. One of the changes of the current 2020 situation. You will see also that I'm informally dressed. I no longer know where my formal shirts, suits and ties are. I'm sure I will retrieve them and get used to wearing them again in due course. But even greater than informality is now acceptable, and indeed more comfortable than in the past. We live, it's a cliche, I know, but we live in times of huge change, where the change which might have taken 5 or 10 years to come about has arisen in 3-4 months. One side of that is indeed WFH, as we call it, working from home, and we have discovered that any job that you can do in an office, you can do from home, and most enterprises and institutions have their employees connected up for home working anyway, even before they needed to. And it's not just office jobs, but other things which are not naturally thought of as being conducive to virtual or remote working have been rapidly adjusted. We say, don't we, that because this is a nice way of working, we will continue always to do that. I suspect that while we will not ever go back to it as was, we will not, I think, go back to being in the workplace, in the office, away from home, full time, all the time, with all our colleagues there, all the time. We will move into a more hybrid model, because we will see that while working from home is good with colleagues and others that you know, it isn't good for developing new relationships, and we will need personal contact quite a lot of the time, so I'm sure a hybrid model. The place that I would wish that I was addressing you at is, of course, the hall at Jesus College, Cambridge, place of great change, about to start a new academic year with as much of the student experience as the college can manage, but the students living in the college accommodation but in separate households, who are obliged to keep themselves separate from other households. All lectures will be online, and individual tuition will be socially distanced, and that will apply for the whole of the academic year, and that is a major change. Of course, the sports, team sports in particular, absolutely sports which involve physical contact with other people, will be very difficult and very slow to get going. Change also in my professional area, courts, where much progress has been made in the work on the practice of courts virtually, and the great majority of civil cases are being conducted virtually, as are arbitrations. Things were going that way anyway, but progress has been concertinaed and accelerated by what has happened. There are parts of the judicial system, particularly criminal cases, where physical presence is needed. You need to be physically in the presence of a witness, for example, to be able to judge the quality of their evidence. Meanwhile, alongside all that change, there are things which do not change, and I spend much time, particularly in the City of London Corporation, endeavouring to support the rule of law and to assist with arrangements which will apply in the area of the practice of law, civil judicial cooperation between the United Kingdom and the European Union when the transitional period comes to an end at the end of 2020. The rule of law and its values are one of the most important constants on which we all needed to be actively engaged. Other things don't change. Economic crime doesn't change, which means that this symposium continues to be absolutely as relevant and valuable as ever. It will be interesting to see how next year's speakers in 2021 look back, hopefully, the physical environment at Jesus on what will then be the last year from now for the next 12 months, and to compare what they say then with what they are saying now, and whether and to what extent things have worked out as they expected. Meanwhile, I hope very much that you, along with me, will enjoy this virtual symposium this year, and I look forward to seeing the organiser of the symposium, my fellow speakers, and everyone at Jesus College, and all of you again this time next year. Meanwhile, I wish you all well. Thank you.